Now we stay in Namibia. The IJG Business Climate Monitor for December 2009 returned to positive territory in December, gaining 1 basis point. But it's not all out of the woods yet, as the 3-month moving average is still in a downward cycle. Well, the slight recovery is mainly statistical, coming off the low November base. And joining us now is Namene Kalili, researcher at FNB Namibia. Namene, thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing that the IJG Business Climate Index has returned to positive territory in December, but like the report says, the country is not out of the woods yet. What more needs to be done to carry the positive trend right through?
Well, Fenly, it's been a while now that the business sector in Namibia has been beaming with confidence. And I think the expectation was that the consumers were going to snap out of their little slump probably in December as they go on holidays. We saw some fuel price hikes at the beginning, and I think that the consumers are pretty uncomfortable with that, and they shied away from consumption pretty much through December. But I think we mentioned it earlier in another interview where we discussed the impact that the consumers are going to have on the business climate confidence, and it's slowly starting to chip away at the confidence of the business sector. At the moment, the consumers, we see them as struggling. A lot of them are deleveraging. They're trying to bring down their high debt levels. And yeah, I think that that's going to be a bit problematic for the business community going forward. The other factor that we see that came through is the drought. I mean, we didn't get some rains in early December as is the usual expectation. But consumers probably held back because a lot of them are involved in agriculture in one way or another, and they're probably preparing for a drought this year.
Well, since the report has been released, what is the consumer confidence like in Namibia?
Consumer confidence is rather low, I must say. It dropped even further. It's the only sub-index that is still in the red, and we expect it to remain over there. We see that they're not buying cars, they're not taking debt. The property market has almost come to a standstill. You know, it's just existing houses that are being retraded time and time again. But going forward, I think that there's a lot of developments that are looking very promising, especially in the real estate segment.
Are you seeing that investments are coming through?
Not necessarily. We see a few companies coming through. I mean, we're pretty excited. I mean, even working for a bank, we have a new banking player on the market. So I'm sure that we'll see some more investments following. You've got your cement factory that's going pretty well. We don't know exactly what is going to happen with the fishing sector this year. There's some climatic conditions up in the coast that are affecting fishing stocks. We're just waiting for the total allowable catches, but the company registrations are going up. We do see more debt being taken up by the business sector.
Now,
and also you see some movement, upward movement in the stock exchange.
Well, according to the report, the 3-month moving average is still in a downward cycle. Are you expecting that trend to continue?
Probably for a month or two. Keep in mind that in November they did lose the index did lose about 5 basis points. So that's going to carry through for the next 2 months at least.
And what would you say is the outlook for the business index for the next quarter in Namibia?
Sure, that's a pretty tough one. I think it's going to edge up slightly, or hold at least hold firm. The consumers, I would expect consumers to snap out of their slump really soon, especially in the second quarter.
And are market players confident about the business climate in the country at the moment?
I would say so.
Namene, you're going to have to give me more than that there.
Okay, because a lot of talk has been about the mining, how mining is faring. Your uranium production is going to probably be picking up tremendously towards the end of the year, but the uranium price isn't doing too well at this point in time. There's a lot of recovery happening in the diamond mining sector. We expect that to continue, and also just the spill-off effects from the diamond mining industry. Base metals, they're doing pretty well, but that's just mainly due to the strong metal prices at this point in time. So we think it's going to look pretty good. I think your meat sector is a bit mixed, because generally when you have very good rainfalls, the marketing of animals kind of falls as farmers restock, basically.
All right,
So
Namene.
in overall, I think that it's going to improve.